Good morning guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Desiree, mom of 3 and the owner and maker behind The Handmade Mom. Okay, we are ready for another market day. Today is an early one though. It's currently 5:50 a.m. And we can start setting up at 6:30 because it's a coffee festival and they have VIP tickets that start at 8 a.m. So I'm very tired. I have not had coffee because I want to try coffee that they're going to have there. So I'm really excited about this event. It is, like I said, a coffee festival, and there's going to be lots of different coffee roasters there and live music and vendors and all kinds of fun stuff. It is a ticketed event and the tickets have been sold out for I think just under a week at this point. I am excited about that. So I'm very curious to see how things go today because so last week you guys saw I had a giant booth. I had a 10 by 20. I've never had that big of a space. I think I did pretty good with it considering what I needed, but yeah, I've never had that big of a space. And now we're going to the complete opposite end of that, and we are going to have a very small space. I've never had a space this small. I'm going to have a 6x4, so basically enough for one 6-foot table. I am going to try to like finagle it a little bit with the tables that I use, so instead of bringing just a single 6-foot table, I'm actually bringing two 4-foot tables to create like a little mini L. You'll see what I mean when we get set up. I'm like trying to talk, but I'm not processing, and so I'm like stumbling over my letters. Anyways, but yeah. This one is from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. and yeah, I think that's it. We finally found our spot.
directing my eyes off you tonight. You whisper in my ear, we're getting out of here, because you know I love it when you talk like that. I love it when you talk like that.
So real quick, I just wanted to show you what my setup in the back looked like. It was pretty tight, but it worked out, and I'm actually really glad that I brought both of my 4-foot tables instead of just my one 6-foot table, because it gave me actually a little bit more table space to work with. So that was nice. But we were so busy. I didn't even have a chance to go get my coffee at this point. I was so busy from the moment that they started. Even when I was still kind of finishing up my setup, I still had people coming in and looking at things and talking to me and asking questions and all of that, which was amazing. So yeah, it was really, really busy. Now here I am actually going to be engraving my very first jewelry piece. I was super duper excited that somebody got a piece of jewelry to be personalized on the spot. This was the first time that I'm introducing this to my markets, like fully. The last market at the dance competition, I did have 2 of the necklaces, but this time around I have my full lineup of jewelry pieces. And actually the items that we are engraving here are a pair of earrings, and I absolutely love how they turned out. You guys will see that in a little bit, but I was so excited. Honestly, going into this event, I was super duper nervous because one, I had never done this event before, and I didn't actually ever attend this event as a shopper, so I didn't know what to expect. But also, I was super nervous for this personalization for jewelry, because I know that there's always a lot of vendors that have jewelry pieces when you go to markets and events and things like that. But I was hoping that the personalization would be something that set me apart, that made it different, and that people would even be interested in it, because I really didn't know. And I was super duper pleased when somebody was interested in getting some earrings personalized. It just really made my day, and it made me feel a lot more at ease about adding this to the market lineup. So if you guys have an idea that you are toying with, you are thinking about trying or wanting to do, I would really suggest and encourage you to give it a try, or at least, baby steps towards whatever it is that you're wanting to do. Because you never know what it could turn into or what could come of it. And you won't know unless you go for it and unless you try. Now, I know it is so scary. I know, trust me. But sometimes we have to do the scary things in order to progress and in order to make big moves, especially with your small business. So go for it. Take those big steps, make those big moves, and do the thing that you are scared to do. Let me know down in the comments, what is the thing that you have been wanting to try, you've been itching to try, but just have been a little bit too nervous to take that leap of faith and go into and do. I know in the holiday season for me, the investment in the laser machine itself was very scary, but it has definitely been worth doing it. And now that we're out of the holiday season, trying to figure out what to add to the personalization lineup for my markets has been really nerve-wracking for me, because I didn't want to just put anything out there. The ornaments did so well that I wanted to continue that on. And I was hoping that jewelry would be the case for that. So far so good. Now, of course, this is the first thing that I've sold, so we'll see how it goes as we progress on for markets, but I'm happy so far. So yeah, they turned out super cute and the customer absolutely loved them. Hey y'all, it has been crazy busy. I have been setting up, or I was late setting up because I could not find my spot. I found my spot like 30 minutes before the market opened, so it took me a hot minute to finish setting up. And then once it opened, we've been busy since. General admission opened at 10 a.m., VIP opened at 8, so it really picked up at 10 a.m. And now, I don't know if you can tell, the sun is out, like out. And so like I've had to move my lasers actually back here. And I have my fan. Yeah, I don't have a tent, I don't have a cover because I don't have anything for the size of booth that I had. I couldn't bring my full 10 by 10, so yeah, that's unfortunate, but it's okay. We've got some shade. We're right next to a building, so I'm kind of staying in the shade of that building. And I've got a huge thing of water, and yeah, but otherwise it's been really good. So yeah, that's the update for now. Alright, y'all, so let's chat about Coffee Fest. Okay, so this weekend was much different than my last market. If you guys didn't see that one, that was the dance competition. I will link it for you guys to go and watch after this one. It wasn't great. It was not great at all. So I definitely needed this one to like kind of rebound from the last one that was a complete flop, and it did not disappoint. I wasn't really sure what to expect. I was very nervous going into this one because of my booth size being much smaller. I was already worried about like how I was gonna fit things, and I felt like my spot was kind of off the beaten path a little bit in terms of like everything else that was happening at this event. So I was slightly worried about that too. It didn't seem to really affect much of anything. So that was great. So like I mentioned in last week's video, I had a 10 by 20 for that booth setup, And so that's the biggest that's the biggest setup that I have ever had, and it was amazing. So then I went this weekend to the complete opposite, the smallest booth size ever, which was a 6x8, basically a single table space wide, and that's really all you had space for. So yeah, that was interesting to go from the big one to the little one, but it worked out just fine. I actually really like my setup. Originally I was going to take just a single 6-foot table, but I decided the night before to pack the 2 4-foot tables instead and kind of create like a mini L shape. And so I still had my 6 foot of space in the front. I was also adding some table space for me to work on in the back in my area. So that actually worked out really, really, really well, because I had my designated area for checkout, for engraving. Like, I keep all of my things there, and I didn't have to sacrifice any of the table space for the products. So I'm definitely gonna have to keep that one in the back of my mind in case like this kind of thing comes up again, because it worked out really, really well for me. So like I mentioned, I felt like I was kind of off the beaten path, so I was afraid that I really wasn't gonna get much foot traffic at all, but pleasantly surprised that that was not the case. VIP started at 8 a.m. and there was 2 like waves, I guess, of VIP. So people who could get in at 8 a.m. and then people who could get in at 9 a.m. VIP was consistent. General admission though was crazy. As soon as the general admission time opened, which was at 10 a.m., so many people came in, and it was just a huge rush of people. Even being where I was, I didn't feel like there wasn't enough foot traffic, or there wasn't really much foot traffic happening where I was. There was definitely enough. There was a lot happening. There was actually a point in time where I had 3 orders that were for personalization items that were already paid for and just in the queue to be made, but I couldn't even work on those because I had other people who were also waiting to either look at something or ask a question or check out. It was a lot. It was crazy. But it was really, really good, and I'm so, so glad that that's how it turned out. Hopefully next year I'll be able to do this event again, and I will be more prepared. I am hoping that next time, I don't know, I kind of am not sure how I feel yet. I'm kind of hoping that next time I'll have a 10 by 10. When I applied, I thought it was only 10 by 10 spaces, but come to find out when I got my acceptance email that there was the smaller spaces. Obviously that is what I had. So I kind of liked having that, because then it took far less trips. Like, I didn't bring as much, so that was really nice. But then also at the same time, it would have been nice to have a 10 by 10, because the 10 by 10s were in more of like the center part of everything. So like there was like the center area where all of the coffee roasters were, and then I think like kind of around that area was where more roasters were and some food, I think, and the 10 by 10 vendors. So I kind of am like, I'm not sure which one I would choose next year, or like not choose because I didn't get to choose on this one, but like which one I would prefer. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, this was the first time that I was bringing the full lineup of the on-the-spot personalization. So I was super nervous about how that was going to go, but that seemed to go well. There were some pieces that were a little bit tricky to see the laser out in the sun. That was the other thing. I couldn't bring my 10 by 10 and just use the 4 by 6 space within that. If I was gonna have cover, it had to be either a 4 by 6 tent or a umbrella, and I didn't have either one of those, and I didn't want to invest in that for a one-time use. I think everybody else in the line that I was in had some kind of tent or something, but not me. So anyways, the sun did kind of not mess with the laser, like it worked just fine, but it was a little bit harder to see some of the framing lines for that. It did get very hot. So yeah, that did not go well for like my laser stuff. That made it very, very, very slow. I did keep an eye on things and make sure like it wasn't getting too bad, and I was prepared to put things away if need be. But yeah, that definitely was not fun by the end of the day. And luckily, I did bring a giant jug of water, which I almost finished the entire thing, as well as my fan. So by the end of the day, I was literally holding my fan. Like, I would be talking to customers with my fan on my hip because it was so hot. And you guys already know I don't do well physically, so I had to, so that way I didn't get sick. I really did not want to get sick. I still had to pack everything up and load it in the truck by myself. So other than that, like if the weather had stayed the way it was in the morning, it would have been perfect. I am for sure gonna be looking into this event for next year, as well as the company that was hosting the vendor portion of this event. They do also host various other markets, and I kind of want to try those as well. Other than not being able to find my spot very well, which is partly on me for not having a good sense of direction, just in general, they were very nice. They were very helpful. The coordinators, you know, answered any questions that I had, and so I really liked my experience with these people. So I may look into some other markets that they host and give them a try. Oh, I didn't mention what my best seller was, which I was really surprised. I did not expect that. And it was my heart bookmark corners. I sold out of every single color except for one. I had one blue heart bookmark corner left. And like people loved them. Like they asked questions about them, and I actually had a sample on my planner, and so I showed them. I was like, it looks like this, and they immediately were like, okay, I need one. And they were gone. I was definitely not expecting that at all. I did bring out a new cup for this event, and it was a mug, like a glass mug, so it had a handle. It actually had a bamboo lid as well as a glass straw. Super cute. And then I put, you know, different designs that I had onto the front of those, and it just looked so stinking cute. Those were definitely popular for sure. All right, so that is going to be it. Like I said, overall, this was a really great event, and I would definitely do it again. But if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. It helps out me and my channel so much. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss any time I upload any of my future videos. And if you don't already, be sure to head on over to Instagram and follow me there. I keep things a little bit more up to date on more like a real time, if you will, over there. Also, I do have a course that I will be putting out later this year. That is the plan, that is the goal, all about your vendor booth setup and optimizing that to get people to come by your booth. So I'm really excited about that. And if you are wanting to have like input on that or get sneak peeks, then be sure to head on over to Instagram and follow me there. All right, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye y'all.